Hey guys, Paul Morrow here again for Offsdesk.org doing a big news recap for Thursday, 26 June. Here we go. Right now, everybody nationwide is talking about this earthquake in the New York City political landscape when Zohran Mamdani defeated a member of the Democratic Old Guard, Andrew Cuomo, in the Democratic primary for the mayor of New York City. Why does it matter? Here's why. Nationwide, this signals where the Democratic Party is and where they're going. All the energy is at the lower end, that is the younger age end of the Democratic Party. They got the money, they got the ambition, they got the energy. This is where the party is going. We almost realistically should cut out the middleman and just call it the Socialist Party right now, because that's where it's going. And if you don't believe me, look how scared the old guard is. You got Bill Clinton, Chuck Schumer congratulating Mamdani and embracing essentially a guy who's going to take New York City into galloping socialism. So look, it's not over yet. The general election in November could go a number of ways. You still have the Republican in there. What's his name? Cuomo has not dropped out, which is interesting. He has a path forward as an independent. But then you also have the incumbent, Eric Adams, who hasn't left yet either. And right now, a lot of people, including some Republicans, are saying we got to vote for Adams to keep Mamdani out. But I think the takeaway is the following. This was a TikTok election, and Mamdani reached the young people through TikTok. And you got to say to yourself, especially on the left, especially for the young people on the left, you got to be on TikTok. All the social media sites, but TikTok is what brought this in for Mamdani. And, you know, is it any shock when you think about it, because everybody knows that TikTok right now is a Chinese influence operation. TikTok in America looks very different from the way it does in China. Is it any shock that the Democratic electorate that's been raised on TikTok, that their mindset tracks closer to Beijing than it does to Washington? Is it any shock that they prefer socialism to capitalism? Because that Mamdani's an avowed socialist, but really, if you look at his past statements, he's a communist. At points, he didn't really make any bones about that. So he's got all kinds of other flaws in my estimation, but that socialist thing from China, all of a sudden, is very popular with young people. And that's, of course, they just don't know the history. Name a regime, a socialist regime, that didn't devolve into dictatorship. It doesn't work, but it looks like New York City is going to have to learn that the hard way, which is really a shame because I live here. Wait till you see the exodus of the banks and the money out of this town, heading for Florida and Texas and other low-tax states if this socialist wins. God help us. All right, let's move on. Story 2 is going to be SCOTUS. A number of big decisions coming down tomorrow. I want to highlight 3. Number 1, anchor babies. It's the last day of the SCOTUS decision. We're going to get a decision on whether or not anchor babies that are born in America, who have been brought here by their parents into the country, if they're automatic citizenship. I don't know that the Trump administration is going to win this one. And I could see this one going against them. This is a big decision, though, because the anchor baby thing's been going on forever. And they're going to have to look at, if there is a decision, ways that they can at least try to disincentivize people from coming here, having their babies here, getting automatic citizenship, and then getting all the benefits of American society, including free prenatal health care, postnatal health care, etc. You also have the porno age verification issue. Now, why does this matter? Because what it's going to put in is a requirement for anybody going on a porno website to verify their age. And you may say, well, I don't go on them, who cares? Here's why. Not only is it a big industry, it is going to force the big companies that carry broadband to put in verification measures. It's also going to move that industry entirely offshore. It's going to get all kinds of shadowy. This will be a big economic earthquake, and it's going to be a headache in the cyber world. So a lot of people watching that decision. And then lastly, the big one in my estimation, nationwide injunctions, wherein magistrate judges, low-level federal judges, local federal judges can put in an injunction that stops an executive order, as we've seen happen so many times to the Trump administration executive orders. This one, Trump's going to win. I think either maybe 5-4, but I think 6-3 along ideological lines. Very, very important. I just hope it's a clean decision that goes all the way and not one of these hedging decisions that's very narrow that the Roberts Court has specialized in. You know, listen, Chief Justice Roberts, you are the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States. Make a call, have a sweeping decision, remove the ambiguity. Finally, the P. Diddy case, gone to the jury. Here's my prediction: convicted on the lower charges and maybe acquitted or even hung on the upper charges. Paul Morrow for the Ops Desk.